Okay, hello. So I'm going to call these sessions at the end after I finish my painting when I'm talking, my cleanup talk. So while I'm talking about what I just did, which took me, always got a timer going, about 2 hours to get this painting done from start to finish. Man, that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Oh, before I do my cleanup, I always want to take a picture of what I got going on, because I like to show not only where my palette ended up, but also where the painting ended up. On my cell phone, of course, when I take the pictures, it has all kinds of glare, and I put them on my blog because I have a daily art blog where I show all of the art I do every single day. So check it out on my website, and it's linked in the description always. So, but first, before I get into everything, gosh, I always wanted to say this first, but have you done your artwork today? If you have, awesome, fantastic. If you have not, maybe think about turning off this video and getting some drawing done, something simple, or go do a big painting, or whatever you feel like. But maybe get something done today. Be creative first, please. I would enjoy that so much. And then share it. Share your creativity. It's really important. We want to see it. Okay, so yesterday I did the other painting. It was very dark painting with the back of the figure, and I was using somewhat similar palette with the white, the yellow ochre, the raw umber, and I think that was it. I didn't use any other color. It was just all yellow, raw umber, and that's it. Maybe I used a little bit of Payne's Gray, I think. But that was yesterday, and my brain only remembers maybe about 2 hours worth of data before it just, can't handle anything. Right. And then after I did that painting yesterday, it was Monday, today's Tuesday, I went to life drawing because I run a life drawing session here in Pueblo, Colorado. So if you're interested, come check it out. And during that session, we had a wonderful model. It's always great when you have a wonderful model. It's always wonderful when you can draw from a real life model as well. Always love that. And that's why I started up the life drawing here. There was only one going on that was great, but it was only happening once a month. And that's not enough for me. So once a week. Anyway, I had just a wonderful time drawing the model. And there were a couple times during the session that I was able to kind of hit this flow state. And within that flow state where it's just, extreme focus, and the drawing just comes together really well, and I feel like everything I do is right. And man, you don't hit those very often, but when you do, boy, it's magical. But the one thing that I noticed that allowed me to get into that was the ability to just let go of, trying to make it look exactly like the figure, exactly like the model, and just be as expressive as possible with the drawings. I haven't put the drawings up on my website yet, but in a day or so, they'll be up there. What is today? It was yesterday. So today's Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. So it would be Tuesday, April 28th, 2025, if you want to see those on my blog. On my website. I don't even know if they call them blogs anymore. I'm getting out of date. So after that session yesterday and coming into this painting today, I gotta clean my brushes. I wonder how this is gonna sound with my mic, because I'll be swishing some brushes around in my brush cleaner. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Could be too loud. Not sure. But after that session, coming into this painting today, I was thinking, oh man, I want to see if I can keep that feeling from yesterday where I was just kind of letting go and I don't really care. Okay, whatever. It doesn't look exactly like the figure. Everything isn't like perfectly drawn out. If you saw the beginning drawing of this, which I didn't spend much time on at all, it was very linear. Kind of like, not linear in a sense of like a lot of straight lines, but like really haphazard lines, just kind of meandering drawing lines. You know, I liked doing that yesterday because it felt more like feeling through the drawing than technically looking at width and height and distances and stuff like that. A lot of times when you do like a very academic drawing, you want to keep all your lines very straight. You know, if you have some kind of curve or whatever, like on this leg, you would just straighten the whole thing out, and then come back and put the curve in, but you would do a lot of straights everywhere. And it turns out being like a very technical drawing, like an engineer did it or something like that. But the drawings I was doing yesterday and the drawing of this painting were, you know, that meandering line. It was just kind of going all over the place. Like, oh, maybe it's there, I don't know, and that's okay. But eventually, you know, I'd hit a few lines and things would kind of come together. And then there'd be a few lines where, you know, maybe like on this figure, I had to correct the entire shoulder. Like I had the shoulder way down here, I had to bring it back up. And that was fine. That was totally fine. And then I was thinking, okay, how do I bring that feeling of the painting, like feeling the painting out into the painting process and not just the drawing process? And I really don't know. I mean, even after this painting, I didn't really figure it out. I kind of went back to my old faithful, you know, just really kind of trying to describe the form in a lot of places. You know, light side, dark side, you know, this value, that value, this hue, that hue, you know, neutralize, saturate, you know, all those things that I was thinking about. But I did want to be as simple as possible. I want the focus to be up here on the face as much as possible, and the hands too. That's where the sharpest lines are within the whole painting. And so I started at the face first, got those in, and I wanted to just hit things with like one line, like the brow that was catching the light, just one line. The bottom of the nose that's catching the light, just one line. And the mouth, one single line, you know, that kind of thing. Just very, very simple. This hand here, it's in like a really odd position, you know, kind of like that. I don't know, just a really strange position. It looks broken almost, and it's fantastic, and I like the jerky kind of feeling of the drawing of it. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was attempting. I don't know if it succeeded. I'm happy with the overall painting process, or the overall result of the painting. And, you know, one thing that I remembered, you know, I bought these things a few months ago, these glasses. I was having a lot of trouble yesterday with that previous painting because there's darks everywhere. There's a lot of darks here. So there's glare everywhere. There's constant glare all over the painting. And I have these glasses here that have polarizing filters on them that you can turn. And that really helped out a lot, especially considering on the lights that I have two lights right up there, pretty close to my drawing board. They're covered with a polarizing gel. So having both polarizing filters and a polarizing gel allows for all the glare to kind of go away. So that was super helpful. And I was able to feel like complete a really good painting or a pretty good painting within 2 hours. And you know, I just love doing that. I really enjoy finishing a painting every single day. I feel so productive. I feel like I've achieved the day. I've won the day. And especially when it's a painting that I feel pretty good about. Usually if I finish a painting a day and the painting's no good, you know, I'm a little bit depressed the rest of the day. So, but it happens, whatever. So anyway, that's this painting today. It's going to be up on my website soon. So if you want to purchase any paintings, you know, I put them up there for super cheap right now. I think I'm pricing my paintings around $75 to $95, but I'm rambling and that's what I do. Anyway, thank you for watching the video and I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.